So I think we probably all agree that the support that has developed around Donald Trump over many years can only accurately be described as a cult. And I don't think it's at all hyperbole to say that. I think it is, in fact, accurate. It really is a cult. Now, I don't think all Republicans fall into that. I don't think that would be accurate to say. But I do think that it's a lot of them. It may well be a majority, and it may well be an overwhelming majority of Republicans who are actually part of this cult of personality that has developed around Donald Trump. And for me, the question is, how the hell did this happen? Because I recognize Donald Trump as a particularly horrible example of humanity. He's not just, awful as a politician. He's not just a criminal. And he is both of those things. He is a horrible politician who has enacted and seeks to enact horrible policies that are damaging to this country and to so many people. He's also very clearly a criminal. He shouldn't be president. He should be sitting in prison. But he's also, on top of that, just a really horrible human being. And he's really dumb on top of all of that. So what is it about someone like that that causes people to just, I don't even know what the right word is. I mean, worship probably comes as close as anything to how these people behave towards Donald Trump. It's really sick and disturbing and twisted. How exactly does that happen? I think there's a lot of factors to it. But what I was just thinking about, and I think this has a lot to do with it, and that is that they have been forced for the past 10 years to defend Donald Trump, like constantly. And I think when you defend someone, I think it creates some sort of connection to that person. And when you defend a person constantly on a damn near daily basis over a prolonged period of time, and here we are literally talking about a decade, that somehow rewires your brain with respect to that person. That person, your personality, your identity, better put, is wrapped up in that person. You have invested so much of yourself defending them that it is now part of your identity. And I think defending politicians is nothing new. I mean, both parties do this. They defend their side. But I think what makes Donald Trump different is most normal politicians, you don't have to defend them every single day. And so many of these people who live online, I mean, they just live on social media. They're constantly watching Fox and tweeting or whatever. They're just wrapped up in this. It's really their life. So many of these people have made politics their life. And they spend nearly every waking hour, certainly their free time, defending this man. Now, most normal politicians, up until Donald Trump came along, didn't need to be defended every single day. Certainly not all day, every single day. There might be a president or whoever they're defending might do something stupid now and then, might say something dumb. There might be some kind of a scandal that pops up now and then. And so, tribal politics partisan politics being what it is, people defend them. You know, if it's a Democrat president, Democrats defend them. A Republican president, Republicans defend them. But you're not having to do it every single freaking day. You know, how often before Donald Trump came along did you have to defend your guy for something dumb that they did or something scandalous they did? No, it was few and far between. It was occasionally. But with Donald Trump, it's every single day, usually multiple times a day. You know, since the man is constantly putting crap up on social media, he has to be the center of attention, so he's on camera multiple times every single day. And if he's not on camera, he's calling into Fox News or he's doing something. He's communicating every single day. He's always in our face. And since he is such a horrible human being and so stupid, nearly every single time he opens his mouth or posts something on Truth Social, it is either outrageous, it is, awful, it is stupid, it is scandalous, whatever. So almost every single utterance that comes from this man needs to be defended because nothing he ever says or does falls within the parameters of normal. And so, and if it was normal, it doesn't need to be defended. But nothing he says or does is normal. So pretty much everything he says or does needs to be defended. And it has been this way, as I say, for a decade. And so his most ardent defenders, the people who are now part of this personality cult, literally, and I don't use that word flippantly, they have literally spent every single day for the last decade defending him. Many people spending multiple hours a day, every single day, defending Donald Trump. That has got to rewire your brain some way. It has to serve as a sort of brainwashing that you do to yourself that connects you to this person in such a way that that person and your defense of that person is now part of your identity to the point where it is impossible. It is psychologically impossible for you to ever admit anything truthful about the person, to ever be even the slightest bit objective about him. You are so fully invested now. Your brain has been so fully rewired defending this man day in and day out for a decade that you're gone. You're gone as an independent, thinking, rational person to the extent that these people ever were that to begin with. But it's gone now. It's absolutely gone. And they are full-on members of a cult. They are mindless drones who are devoted, and they have to be, from a psychological standpoint, devoted to this person. Anyways, I think at least that is a real important element to all of this and how these people have come to be part of his cult. It's the constant defense of this man day in and day out, all day long for 10 years. That's what I think. Their brains have been rewired and they're gone. They're just gone. I don't think those people can ever be reached. Anyways, those are my thoughts about it. Thanks for listening. Talk to you again soon.